The headlines this morning: Governor Soludo optimistic over steady power supply in the state. Stakeholders call for the preservation of Igbo cultural heritage. Our federal government begins implementation of new national teachers policy. And the foreign team this morning: Israeli forces kill 4 Palestinians, dozens wounded in Jenin refugee camp raid. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good morning and welcome to the news. I am Ebere Ugodna. Anambra State Governor Professor Chukwuma Soludo has performed the groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of 132 kV power station at Umwekete Ibwezunu Aguleri in Anambra East local government area. The project, when completed, will serve as a source of power supply for Anambra North Senatorial District. Correspondent Emmanuel Chibata has details.
Governor Soludo, represented by the Commissioner for Power and Water Resources, Engineer Julius Chukwuemeka, explained that the project is in fulfillment of his manifesto towards providing steady power supply in the state, which has been manifesting in recently. Governor Soludo, who reiterated that he will partner with every stakeholder in the power value chain to ensure that there is constant electricity, added that the state at the moment is generating 0 megawatts of electricity. Soon, it will begin to generate power that will be private sector driven. He appealed to the community to support the government to ensure the project is completed at the record time, saying the government is already creating enabling environment to facilitate projects and augment the supply purchased from the national grid.
Thank you for making this very important occasion a success. And I want to thank you because I believe that we will support this project to be completed, if possible, before the other one mentioned that will be completed next year.
In a remark, the traditional ruler of Aguleri community, Igwe Michael Idigo, described the project as a welcome development and thanked Governor Soludo and those who donated their lands for the project.
Power station. Hello, China. Okodia, almost on the market. I like a revenue of police. Can I when the article market and the whatever not of canons of police? That's true by women.
In their speeches, the President General Enugu-Otu Aguleri Development Union, Mr. Nnamdi Adimora, and the Chairman Umwekete Village, Ibwezunu Aguleri, Mr. Chinedu Madubeze, expressed their gratitude to the present administration and commended former Governor Willie Obiano for attracting the project to the community, calling for the cooperation of the community to ensure completion and more developmental projects.
Even Aguleri, near government Cavallo Power Station. And one more what to Hunabro can make it.
For the senior manager under Protection, Control and Maintenance Department of Transmission Company of Nigeria, Engineer Chinedu Ifatu, said the community is privileged to attract the project which will provide employment and development for them, while the contractor of Sinak Ventures Limited handling the project, Engineer Chinwendo Anyanwu, assured timely completion of the work with the cooperation of the community.
As part of the efforts to achieve eco-friendly and livable Idemili South local government area, the people of the area embarked on sanitation exercise. Correspondent Amaka Chibuzokoye has details.
Apart from day-to-day sanitation exercise, they engaged in maintaining a healthy environment. This month's compulsory statewide exercise was exceptional as people of the local government area come out en masse clearing markets, streets, and the nook and crannies of the area to ensure compliance. Roads in the council area were blocked, shops and markets locked, while environmental marshals, Red Cross officials, and the personnel of Anambra State Waste Management Agency were on ground around directing people on how best to dispose and bag their waste. The council boss, Mrs. Amakobi, and team also sensitized the residents on health's importance of cleanliness, stating that everybody should try as much as possible to ensure that his or her vicinity is clean so as to achieve eco-friendly and livable Idemili South. Addressing journalists immediately after the exercise, Mrs. Obi expressed happiness for the cooperation and support of Ndi Idemili South by adhering to the instructions of Governor Soludo on cleanliness, saying that they had set up a task force working with all the Presidents General to inspect all activities concerning environment and hygiene. The President General of Oba Community, Reverend Chris Emeli, said following the instructions of the Governor, Professor Soludo, the community embarked on aggressive cutting away of refuse, the silting of waterways, and ensuring of all-round cleanliness of the community.
Following the instruction of our President Governor, environmental sanitation should be established.
An Aswama personnel, Mr. Mark Ozulonye, said people of the council area are complying to the call to bag their waste and ensure their proper disposal, saying that their vehicles arrived on daily basis, working from morning till evening to clear all generated waste and move them to the dumping site. In their separate speeches, Mr. Nzube Chukwuibe, Ogechi Chike, and Blessing Weke, who were seen sweeping and clearing their environment, advised those who are yet to key into the idea of clean environment to do so immediately. Amaka Chibuzo Okoye, ABS News.
Igbo language, culture, and traditions, which scholars fears might go into extinction if no concrete action is taken to preserve them, might not after all be endangered as feared. This is as several stakeholders in Igbo land seem to be taking needed steps to preserve them. This conclusion was reached after witnessing the New Yam Festival of Eziowole community in Idemili North Local Government Area as hosted by the National President, Anambra State Association of Town Unions, ASATU. Barrister Titus Akbudo, correspondent Amaka Chibuzo Kwe again has the details.
Barrister Akbudoku doubles as the President General of Eziowole, performed the function in line with the expectation of every Igbo man to celebrate the Iriji ceremony after the traditional ruler of the community has performed the Iwaji, which flags off the celebration. The ceremony, which took place in his compound, attracted the high and mighty top government officials, members of political class, Presidents General from different communities in the state, and well-wishers who converged on his country home to felicitate with him. The celebration got to its climax when Barrister Akbudo performed the kola nut rituals, followed by cutting of new yam and dancing to the famous Egbendu Obakosuru music. In a goodwill message to the celebrants and the entire Eziowole community, our business mogul and Igbo cultural propagator, Chief Austin Ogwejofo, explained that New Yam Festival started from the olden days as the Igbo people's progenitor's choice to thank God for a successful farming season, especially for the yam, which is considered as king of all crops by Ndi Igbo. Chief Ogwejofo regretted the disconnect between the many Igbo youths and their roots, but expressed confidence that the continued celebration of such festivals will reconnect them and help them to appreciate the riches of their heritage. For the National Vice President, Ohaneze Ndi Igbo, and Chairman Board of Trustees, ASATU, Chief Damian Okeke Ogene, maintained that New Yam Festival is a strong culture of Ndi Igbo, which unites them across communities. Chief Okeke Ogene insisted that the festival is not paganism, while while calling on the President General of Communities to develop programs that are deliberately designed to promote the culture of different communities in the state and the Igbo race in general.
So any tinge of feeling in any way that our culture, is no longer what it ought to be, we should strive as much as possible, to bring it back. That's what I'm asking our people. Because
this is a tradition for the Igbos, especially people of this side. We came to celebrate the harvest, the bountiful harvest God has given us.
Barrister Akpudo had earlier been conferred with a chieftaincy title of Uguniloso Neziowele by the traditional ruler of the community, Igwe Okonkwo Etusi. Masquerading, cultural displays and presentations added glamour to the celebration. From Eziowele, Amaka Chibuzo Okoye, ABS News.
Religious bodies have been asked to unify their faith in God to solve the numerous challenges bedeviling Nigeria and Southeast geopolitical zone in particular. The President, World Christian Ecumenical Center, Right Reverend Ikechukwu Ekwemua, stated while speaking to the media on the security challenges facing the zone. Correspondent Chibuzo Obidike reports.
The minister, who was represented by the permanent secretary in the ministry, Mr. David Adejo, unveiled activities lined for the 20.
Right Reverend Ekwemua said that with the strong unification of the children of God, they can overcome all challenges bedeviling the country and the region, and pointed out that all Christian bodies will in no distant time organize a prayer summit against security challenges and for the general election. Right Reverend Ekwemua charged men of God to play important roles in resolving the increasing different communal crises, economic hardships, and kidnapping in different parts of the country, instead of paying attention to the political class who only use their money or influence to divide the church, stating that true evangelism is love, which cuts across all classes of people. He asked religious leaders, irrespective of denominations, to key into organizing prayers for the nation and stand firm for the zone and state, as the church is the last actual hope for the common man. Contributing, a former senior special assistant to former Governor Willie Obiano on religious matters, Sir Anselm Okafor, revealed that religious bodies and government over the years have enjoyed cordial relationships and called for more efforts and collaborations to create a better and safer society. Sir Okafor cited the harmonious relationship between the Christian and Muslim communities in Anambra State as a true example of tolerance and canvassed for such example to emulate in other states.
The way forward is for us to trust and believe God. When we trust, when we come closer to God, anybody who is godly person cannot kill a human being because it's very, very barbaric. People, we are not cannibals. Why should we kill ourselves? It's an abomination. People should heed to this call that people should repent. People should start doing good because God's anger will fall on anybody.
And moving on to our national stories now, the federal government says it has commenced implementation of the 65 years retirement age for teachers in public schools and 40 years of pensionable service, as it would ensure quality teaching and learning as well as galvanize technological advancements to meet the ever-changing needs for national growth and development. The Minister of Education, Adamu Adamuwal, given reasons for the implementation, said the new policy is meant to address career path, remuneration, professional teaching standards, qualifications, deployment and management of teachers. ABS Abuja Bureau Chief Ekwi Ajide has details.
Who was represented by the permanent secretary in the ministry, Mr. David Adejo, unveiled activities lined for the 2022 World Teachers Day in Abuja next Monday. The theme for the 2022 Teachers Day is "The transformation of education begins with teachers." This, the minister said, is apt as there is need to evaluate the indispensable role of teachers in nation building and the importance of repositioning the profession for the attainment and sustainability of quality education. Mr. Adamu said the ministry started with a call for nomination instruments to state ministries of education and federal unit colleges nationwide for the selection of meritorious nominees and implored them to be inclusive in their nominations by ensuring that the exercise commences from the reward level. He said the champions selected will then compete for national best teacher, best school, and best administrator in the public, private, and federal unit colleges categories. Hence, each local government is expected to forward their best to the respective state ministries of education for screening.
The area is dedicated to teaching, teachers, and the teaching profession. And that is another testament to prove that without teachers, whatever you are doing in development is a waste of time. As Nigeria gradually moves towards becoming one of the teacher-friendly nations in the world, the press is employed to help us disseminate the information, to sustain the pressure on letting the message sink that teachers are very critical to our national development, and to join hands to reposition and revitalize the status of teachers for the sustainability of quality education in Nigeria.
On his part, the President, Nigerian Union of Teachers, NUT, Audu Amba, commended President Muhammadu Buhari for sustaining the President Teachers and School Excellence Award, promising that the teachers in the country will continue to be dedicated and committed to contributing their quota to the building of the nation. According to him, the award has helped give teachers hope and promote the dignity of the teaching profession. Amba, represented by the Chairman, FCT Chapter of NUT, Mr. Stephen Kabai, said the celebration draws public attention to the support teachers need to fully contribute to educational transformation. He noted that the right number of qualified teachers are needed and should be provided with access to sustainable professional development, improve status and working conditions, be empowered, motivated and supported.
Of education begins with teachers. Highlight the critical role of teachers that teachers are expected to play in transforming and shaping the future of education in the midst of growing societal needs and challenges of the 21st century. The event, coming on the heels of the UN-led Transforming Education Summit, seeks to draw public attention to the support teachers need to fully contribute to educational transformation. Indeed, the right number of qualified teachers are needed.
The International Monetary Fund, IMF, has recommended fiscal, monetary and structural reforms to reduce food inflation in Nigeria and other sub-Saharan African countries. IMF made this recommendation in a report titled Africa Food Prices are Soaring Amid High Import Reliance. The report stated we looked more closely at the variation in prices between countries and determined that those with stronger monetary policy frameworks are better at curbing direct and second-round food price inflationary pressures and in turn controlling overall inflation. IMF noted that staple food prices in sub-Saharan Africa surged by an average 23.9% in 2020 to 2022, the most since the 2008 global financial crisis. It stated in Nigeria, for example, the price of both cassava and maize more than doubled, even though they are mainly produced locally. On the foreign scene, 4 Palestinians have been killed and more than 40 others injured during an Israeli military raid on a refugee camp in Jenin in the northern occupied West Bank. The raid began with dozens of Israeli military vehicles entering the camp at approximately 9 a.m. Local media said Ahmad Al-Owneh was 24 years old and worked as a Palestinian Authority PA intelligence officer. Abed Hassim and Al-Wana were killed when Hassim's father's home was hit by a missile. Abed was the brother of Rad Hassim, who carried out an attack in Tel Aviv in April, killing 3 people before being killed by police himself. Plumes of smoke were seen after the missile exploded in the house. The army then proceeded to encircle the home, during which heavy armed clashes broke out with Palestinian fighters. In addition to armed Palestinian fighters exchanging gunfire with the Israeli army, young Palestinians threw rocks at the entrance to the Jenin refugee camp, which Israeli forces responded to with live ammunition and tear gas. On sports news, Nigeria's boys team at the ISF World Secondary School Basketball Championship, Bishop De Maria Grammar School, Ovam has ranked 9th at the World Basketball Championship. In their first appearance at the yearly World School Basketball Championship holding in Serbia, Nigeria's Bishop De Maria Grammar School of Bayelsa finished in 6th place among the 19 boys teams at the International School Sports Federation organized championships. The girls team, St. Jude's Girls Secondary School Amarata, won their classification match to finish in 9th place ahead of India. The boys team, led by John Wilberforce, were outstanding in Belgrade, getting up to the quarterfinals before losing to Brazil. Their efforts fetched them the 6th position despite losing their final classification match to Chinese Taipei, a team they had lost to in the group stage. The Asian team dominated all the quarters to emerge victorious at 51-42 ahead of the Nigerian side. Wilberforce, who has been outstanding in the competition, again showed his staff with 14 points and 4 assists ahead of Basi Ipo, who dunked 14 points as well. And that's it on the news this morning. But remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at ABS Television, or can follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And just before we go this morning, a quick look at our major stories. Governor Soludo is optimistic over steady power supply in the state. The stakeholders have called for the preservation of Igbo cultural heritage. Federal government has begun implementation of new national teachers policy. And the foreign team were brought to you that Israeli forces have killed 4 Palestinians, dozens wounded in Jenin refugee camp. Here's a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's the size of our package this morning. Many thanks for joining the bulletin. I'm Iberi Ugonna. Good morning. Anambra continues shortly. Please stay with us.